They said gray paved the way, changed the rain, released the pain, least you sane, getting paid, trend setting, brighter days, doper rap, tighter sets, high and deadly, I'm a fighter jet, journey.
What's really good, ladies and gentlemen? It's the OG Boricua Dandara, aka Chef. I'm here with none other than my brother, Mr. Muffins Martinez. This one, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna come in hot on this one.
Don't forget, please follow us, subscribe, hit the links below. There's a right there, little camera thing. Take the picture. The first picture you'll see is a waking up in the morning chef. A lot of hair. Just don't be scared of that one.
Look at it. Let it rock.
You cut the hair.
Let it rock.
You cut the hair. You cut the man bun.
Oh, that's coming soon. So,
oh God, no, please. No.
So,
no.
I gotta drop kind of a bomb on us, right? I gotta kind of drop a bomb on us. We talked about this before we hit record. I feel that MLW is having a complete changing of the guard, right? If you got to this point, you've heard what we've said. As of right now, officially, Matt Kruger recently left, and officially Myron Reed officially left, right? Yeah. Now hear me out. We heard about the IWA, and this is all going to tie into everything I'm saying. We heard about the partnership with IWA. We've seen Octagon Jr. become the IWA Caribbean champion, MLW IWA Caribbean, however you say it. It's a brand new belt. Remember, we're having a brand new belt.
Yeah. So
they display it, beautiful belt. He wins it. When's the last time that we see Octagon Jr. or hear anything about the IWA title?
Dude, we're like I want to say already a year.
Okay, so gone, MIA, missing in action. Somebody file a missing report because that's gone, right? Have no idea, haven't heard shit.
He's in Puerto Rico somewhere, chilling in the beach.
Yeah, cool. So we have no idea. Then we see MLW say that Azteca Underground is coming. That Cesar Duran has an Azteca Underground here. Now we've been excited about this for about a year, right? We've seen little samples of it, nothing crazy. The biggest teaser we've seen, I'm gonna call it a teaser because we only got one little thing of it, is when he went to Mexico and you've seen MLW not like MLW. You've seen it more like Lucha Underground, and I bought in. I was like, oh shit. Especially when you got Richard Holiday, which to me, one of the turning points to Richard Holiday versus Hammerstone, and arguably one of the best stories that we've seen all year round. What's the guy's name that he fought? Psycho Clown guy.
Psycho Clown.
Psycho Clown. So you see
Pagano.
There you go. So he fights Pagano in a prison, right? Some random Mexican jail where it looks like it hasn't been open since 1944. And they start thugging it out, right? They're just going ham. Duran is walking around. He's got goons with him. It looks like some real prison footage, right? Filmed amazing. You're like, that's that Azteca Underground shit we were excited about, right? Never heard nothing again, right? So you're like, all right. We caught the tease. Nothing, right? Now you keep seeing certain guys leave. And we do know, because it is public knowledge, Lince Dorado, Lucha Lit, whatever you want to call him, he's the MLW middleweight champion, right? Salute, feeling him. Who comes out? Cesar Duran. Hits him with a thing of bubbly. He's like, don't get too drunk. We got to talk, right? All right, cool. Taya Valkyrie. Every time you see Taya's face pop up, it says with Cesar Duran. So you're like, all right. Once again, he's touching a champion. He's got beef with Alexander Hammerstone for as long as he's been in MLW. Eventually, they're going to pull the trigger, take it off of him. I think it would have happened with Holiday if, unfortunately, we know what happened. We all wish him a speedy recovery. If he's healthy enough and comes back, I think what better way to, oh shit, he's back. Let Richard Holiday beat him and do the storyline, because let's be honest, when's the last time we seen Alicia Toot outside of her little show she does for MLW?
Not since Holiday's been gone.
There's a lot of things that in this company that I think are going completely away. And I think MLW is at a point where we're losing a lot of our MLW guys, and we consider them MLW guys. Let's turn the page. Instead of saying, all right, yeah, we're going to keep losing those guys, let's go into the future. Let's say Azteca, and we talked about this about a year ago, where I thought Azteca Underground would take over MLW and you would see everything change.
Yep.
At this point, I think it has to be done, because at this point, it's not the same MLW that we were watching. And instead of, because let's be honest, we have a Facebook page. I'm on another MLW Facebook page, and everyone keeps, oh, they can't keep nobody. They can't keep nobody. A lot of people are getting tired of seeing all the departures. What better way to do a changing of the guards? Take out MLW. It's MLW, obviously, but it becomes Azteca Underground. People will sit back and go, oh, shit. Well, this is why we're allowing certain guys to go, because now we're going in a new direction. You know, we're going into this. Makes complete sense. All the shit that you lead up to. And I'm a little upset with Court Bauer and the St. Laurent guy. Two of our youngest athletic guys I haven't seen in a long time, and it's starting to really piss me the fuck off. The two guys you met. Oh man, they remember people throwing money into the fans when you were with your brother.
What, the Mexican guys?
Yeah.
Oh, Artes and
Aramis.
Yep.
So we haven't seen those two young brothers. We haven't seen them forever, and they were murdering it. But they were also, especially, I think it was Arez. He was in line with a faction that just disappeared, right? Like, you don't see Holiday no more. You, what's his name? Gangrel. Haven't seen him.
Or Dr. Dax.
Poof, right? Like, and you're like, well, what happened with Cesar Duran, the briefcase with money?
Yep.
What happened with all them? Like, as a fan, but we do this. If I was just a fan, I wouldn't give two shits, right? I'd be like, I watch it weekly. I'm not going to jump on a podcast. I'm not going to talk. I'm not trying to, talk to MLW fans like ourselves, because certain things I like to listen to because I want more of it. MLW is a product I like. If you have an MLW podcast and it's good, send it to me. I'll listen, because I want to hear more MLW shit, right? Like, I'm a Bills fan. I listen to Bills podcasts. Like, give me some more content. If I have to be honest with people, though, because I feel like this is what we're supposed to do. We're fans. We're supposed to give people what they want to hear, right? If you want to hear the fucking MLW's perfect, Impact, WWE, AEW, then go somewhere else, because this shit ain't it, right? Like, until you said it like a few months ago, and I never dawned on me, we're more critical of what you do wrong than we actually praise people, right? Like, and I never thought about it until when you said it. I started actually going back and listening to our older podcasts, and I'm like, holy shit, we're really brutally honest, right? But we give people their flowers when they deserve it, quick.
And it's not.
If we like them, like, hear me out. Enzo, I'm not saying he's grown on you, but Enzo's work since WWE, you gotta admit, Enzo has switched up.
Yeah.
Like, it's like that, but like I said, at this point, I think Azteca Underground has to completely demolish MLW and go away from MLW for a while. Like, and not just a few months. I'm talking like a year or two.
And then we saw Cesar Duran, lose his job as the actual matchmaker. So that makes a lot of sense that you see him now being aligned with the champions or the Mexican wrestlers. Or maybe, like you mentioned, maybe he will say, well, there was a clause in my contract. I'm now the owner or are in charge of this. Now we're going to change it from this to this. Give us something different, because, like you said, man, a lot of the guys that we were watching 2 years ago, don't get there. And people that are bringing in are not it.
No.
And no disrespect to the Chocolate Thunder, Willie Mack. No disrespect to Johnny. His name is now Johnny MLW. Yeah, Johnny Fusion. You know, come on, man. Like, give me a break, bro. Like, really. Like, I'll really be upset if Davey Richards leaves. Then I'll be like, you know, something. Yeah, that one right there kind of will be messed up because now you're not replacing anybody good. You're replacing them with people who are being let go from other places.
Now, and I gotta cut you off because me and you are super high on the MLW draft, right? Me and you love the draft. Now we love sports. Draft was super fun. I would say EJ and it's the guy you had beef with on the podcast, Alex Kane, who's one of my favorite wrestlers. Period. Right? Like your period.
Your boy.
Alex Kane, what he did from being drafted to what we have now, there's no way you sit there and you're like, oh, we got this guy Alex Kane, he's gonna be this. There was no way they knew what they had with Alex Kane. No way. That's coming in, smashing a home run, first at bat, first pitch, knock it out the park, and you're like, I'm here to stay. I'm fucking Alex Kane. I'm the truth. Then you get EJ, and you're like, holy shit, we got two studs in one draft? Like, you got to understand, if those kind of guys leave, and then a Davey too, I don't give a fuck no more. Like, for what? Everybody that I keep liking is gone, and all you're doing, and hear me out, and I always say this, you need your veterans. We always say that. It has to have your veterans, but you got to build your young guys and keep them. Yeah. You had them. Keep them. Like, Myron Reed, that's a shot. Like, say what you want. Myron Reed, that's a blow. That's when you sit back, you're like, God damn, he's the greatest MLW middleweight champion of all time.
Hey, they don't call him the young goat for nothing, bro. So
you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not me saying it. That's the company making him that. Yep. We're not saying Myron Reed's the GOAT because of a nickname. We're saying, look at what he's done. Look at his resume. No one has done that with what he did.
For almost 5 years.
Bro, going into just Myron Reed one more time. And I remember when we first were starting to talk MLW, it was when Injustice was going against Contra Unit. And I was like, yo, how are these little dudes going to go against fucking Contra Unit with Davari, Simon Gotch, Ikuro Kwon, Jacob Fatu, Mads Kruger, and Joseph Samael with these two dudes, right? You see Myron Reed versus Jacob Fatu, and they killed it. And you're like, holy shit. Like, I didn't know Myron Reed was that dude. Like, you knew he was talented. But against Jacob Fatu, who's bigger, you know, like, you just don't see that happening. He proved it. Like, yo, I could be with anybody in this company. So you're like, oh, this guy's a shit. You see him versus Leo Rush. They murder it, right? Like, he just keeps impressing and impressing and impressing and impressing and growing and growing and growing. Now he's at such a peak. He's even gained like 20-something pounds of muscle, and he's way bigger. And now, deuces. I'm going elsewhere. I'm going to get the bag. I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to do my thing. That's a loss, right? That's not some little indie darling that you're like, all right, they're replaceable. He's not replaceable, right?
No.
So you have to now take such a drastic change to say, well, shit, we got to do something. Aztec Underground Takeover has to be there, and you have to film it the way you filmed it in Mexico. It has to not feel like MLW. It has to feel special. It has to feel big. It has to feel more violent. It has to do everything you did that way because you just lost way too much. And at that point, what are you giving me? I know we got this new guy, Akira, who I did read. I think he was in like a hardcore match with somebody. I'm not going to say who won. I don't even remember. But they did have a hardcore match. So it goes into what you're saying. Like, he's an indie hardcore guy. He gets a hardcore match. So you're like, all right, dope.
And I saw they have more. I think they had like 2 or 3 hardcore matches at that taping. So it's what you said before at the last taping, that they might be going into some kind of building a hardcore mission, you know. So Hopefully, it's not as crazy as those death matches, but keep it nice and cleaner than that shit.
Oh yeah, do it like how Mick Foley was running around in WWE, like have it not over the top, just have it like weapons, things like that.
Yeah,
have some fun with it. You don't need fucking light tubes gutting everybody and all that dumb shit.
Exactly. People jumping from 50 stories up with barbed wire around that. Oh, dude, now you trying to murder somebody illegally here now, man. That's too much for me.
Blowing out their hips, looking like dummies. I'm not all about that shit. We trying to prolong your career, not kill your career.
Exactly.
I talked to, and I'm gonna call him the big homie because you know who the big homie is. We had a conversation about this, and he said, "Yo, a lot of these young wrestlers, because we were talking about the Anna Jay spot, and he said it's killing me because a lot of wrestlers now they want to appease the fans by taking these super sketchy, dangerous spots to entertain a fan. If you can't entertain a fan with your wrestling technique and skills, why are you in this business?"
Yeah, that was sad. That was sad when she literally missed the whole thing, man. I was like, Anna Jay is dead. She's gonna be down for a while. Concussion protocol. Call the medics right now because she's gotta be juicy and out.
I'm not on Twitter a lot. I know you're not on Twitter a lot, but every time you turn your Twitter, you're seeing botches, right? Because everybody wants to try to do this. We got to do something crazy to make a pop, right? Yeah. No, great storytelling, great wrestling, it'll give you a pop. You don't need to jump off some fucking 50-foot thing to get some idiot mark to go nuts. Yeah. For what? 3-second cheer? And if they don't like you, they're not cheering anyway.
So how many times? Holy shit on TV.
Now, and I'll end it with this because it's what I can kind of go off of. I like Moose. You've never been a fan of Moose, right? Now you respect his work now.
For sure.
Facts. When we linked up at the Impact Zone, I cheered Moose, you booed Moose, right? Like, that's what it was. There was nothing Moose was going to do to make you cheer him, even if he jumped over a rope and crushed somebody. Like, you don't like the guy, so you're not going to cheer for him. Eddie Edwards, suicide dive. Yo, dude, I would go to Impact 5, 6, 7 days, 8, 10. The most I've ever been to is 13 days in a row, right? 13 days in a row, I seen Eddie Edwards dive through, one time actually overshoot the railing, and I just looked like, okay. Not a fan of you. What am I going to cheer for? I'm not a fan.
Dude, save yourself, brother. It's not that serious.
Nah,
they're not gonna pay you extra for doing the moves. You did that one-time dive from the top of the cage. Yo, this is extra on it.
We see some crazy shit. I'd rather a guy tell a story, and a guy or girl tell a story, do what they do. That's why I was really high on that match with the girls from AAA who recently had that fatal 4-way.
Yes.
None of them did nothing crazy. They did their thing. All of them looked good. Yep. All girls walked out looking safe.
Yep.
And they killed it.
And the crowd loved it.
Bro, crowd ate it up and no one did no stupid jump shit.
Yeah. And they were good.
So before we go, what do you think on this? Do you think Aztec Underground now has to do the takeover?
Dude, if you made a lot of great points, and the way how it's looking, it looks like it's going to go that way by either the next taping or for sure in April.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see what happens. Ben, time will tell exactly what story or what type of way they'll go and who's going to stay, who's going to leave, who's coming in. So.
Yes, absolutely. You know what, my brother? I got to eat. Because it's 7 o'clock, and I know that Bill Vink wants us to jump on something for his stuff in less than 2 hours. So I'm going to jump off here, get something to eat, see this crazy guy in a minute, and we're going to talk some Urban Pro Wrestling when we come back. Well, on their platform.
Yes.
I'll talk to y'all later.
Don't forget to follow us. Click the link. Click the little picture there. Get over our stuff and follow us. We love y'all. If you hate us, we still love you. Deuces.